What is up, hockey card nerds? My name is Ryan, and today I'll be revealing the 44 hockey cards I've been waiting to get back from PSA since December of 2020. I was able to submit a really cool range of cards because I snuck them in when grading was still $20 per card before that big PSA shutdown of early 2021. There's still, of course, quite a few young guns in my submission: Panarin, Rantanen, Adam Fox, to name a few. But there's also some really cool Young Guns parallels, Future Watch autos. I even submitted a few Daniel Alfredsson rookie cards, who was my favorite player growing up. And of course, there are some McDavids in the submission, and a couple of really rare ones once they're in those PSA slabs. So I hope you enjoy the reveal, and if you do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep bringing you awesome hockey card videos. I'd also love to hear about your grading experiences, whether that's with PSA or a different company. So drop those in the comments, or you can come on over to the Near Mint Discord, which you can find the link for in the description of this video. Alright, let's dig into it and find out. How many PSA 10s do you think that I'll get out of a 44 card PSA submission? Let's see them gains. Man, it's been so long since I sent these cards in. I didn't even really know what I had in the stack until I was kind of looking into this. There's some cool stuff. I've got a few McDavids in there, no like McDavid Young Guns, but a couple kind of different variants of McDavid rookies. Got some Young Guns variants. Ooh, I'm excited to get into it. I submitted these cards back when, realistically, I was like 3 or 4 months into the sports card investing, sports card hobby. So, you know, I don't know how stringent I was on my grades. Like, did I do well? Was it there's some cards in here that I just would never really consider grading anymore. I was kind of like really spreading out what I was buying back then, and just because I was like a hockey fan, buying all the guys that I thought were good. The other thing I haven't done is look up pop reports for some of the more rare ones. I haven't looked up like how many there are that are graded at 10 or 9 or whatever it is. And the other thing is, you know, when I submitted these cards, the values of a PSA 10 were significantly lower than they are today. So I really don't have any sense of what the value of some of these are. I know the obvious one is like I've got a Fox Young Guns in here, and those went up like crazy. But then I've also got some stuff that like I sent in that like I think there's a Liljegren card in here. Like I wouldn't have done that today. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see what I thought end of 2020 should be sent in to PSA for grading. All right, let's get this show on the road. As you can see, I've got my stacks of cards here with the back facing you, so I can kind of show you what I'm looking at and then flip them over for the reveal. In the top right there, I've got listed what card I have, what I thought the estimate was, and the grade that I actually get. And so we've got 44 cards. Obviously, I've been waiting for them since December 2020, and these cards average about $20. The Ultra Moderns, I think, came to like 23 Canadian dollars. The Moderns were like 17 or 18. So when you think about that in comparison to like today, you'd have to spend 130, 140, 150 Canadian to grade one card. It's wild how far we've come, or how backwards we've gone even. But yeah, it was really cheap to submit cards back then, so you could kind of send a lot more, or a bigger range. So, you know, I sent in guys like Svechnikov, sent in guys like Fox, but I also sent in guys like Daniel Alfredsson because I just really like him, even though it's a $5 card and PSA 10 is like 100-ish. I actually haven't looked recently, maybe it's gone up. But you're able to send kind of stuff that you liked more as well as kind of the big cards. And so, yeah, let's get into it. Let's see kind of what we got back, see how we did. Like I said, back then, I was probably not nearly as good as at grading cards visually, like taking a look at the corners, taking a look at the edges. You know, the last few months I sent in, I think, 8 cards, McDavid's, McKinnon's, Dreisaitl's. And of that 8, I got 7 10s and 1 9. So I was really, really stingy about which cards I sent in. Now, the full disclosure, I also got 7 cards that I did not send in and had to resell for kind of like just to break even. But back end of 2020, like how good was I at grading cards? It's a great question. So I have an estimate here for each card of what I think it was. Sometimes I put 9.5 because I was kind of like on the fence. What I wish I had as well, which I didn't do for this and I now do for all cards, is notes. So I would normally like to be like writing. If I don't think it's a 10, I can look and like say, you know, like bottom left corner has an issue, or maybe centering isn't quite within the range that PSA accepts. At the end of the day, you get the grade back. It doesn't matter why as much, but what it does matter for is your learning. The cards that you really understand well, or the series that you really understand well, you have a better idea over time of what is a 10 and what isn't. So I'll kind of put these guys out of the way. That's our modern stuff. Ultra modern will be first. And ultra modern, as a reminder, is 2018 or later. So this is like all the newer stuff. So we'll get into it. So the first guy that I got graded was a Broberg clear cut, and I got this out of Series 1, I believe, 2020-21. Pulled it out of the box, actually the case that I bought. And I'm just a big Oilers fan, so I was like, you know what? This is a sweet card. I had it estimated at a 9.5, and I wasn't sure because it's a clear cut, but I since graded a Kaprizov clear cut and that came back a 10, and they've been grading pretty consistently. So let's see what we have here. And we have Broberg as a 10. So that is sweet. And I don't know if you can see this too well, but the clear Young Guns, I just love them. They look so nice. They're great on a bookshelf, you know, in a slab as a 10. Wonderful. This one, I'm probably just going to keep her. That's, in all likelihood, this guy's going to be kept. I'm really excited for what Broberg can bring to the team. A team that needs something pretty badly. Yeah, it's a pretty sexy card, eh? Whew. Minty. All right, good start, good start. Full disclosure, that is one of the few that I actually knew heading into this, so just because it was on top. And these guys are full-on mysteries now, so here we go. This is one that, you know, everyone's been talking about, Adam Fox. I think Makar has kind of stolen some attention from him recently, but, you know, big card. I guess I was going to put in the grades here as we go so we can see how I do at the end. So that's a 10. And these guys have skyrocketed in value. Like, it's kind of absurd. So here we go. Fox. And we have a 10. Let's go. So these guys, I think, are getting like in the $600 range. That's completely off the top of my head, but when I sent this in, it was like almost free. I don't want to say free, but like I didn't pay very much for the Foxes back then. So that's a huge one. And you know, when grading costs $20, it's even bigger versus sending them in at $150. So 2 for 2. That's sweet. So that's another 10. Good stuff. And then we will go on to Kubalik. So here's an example of a guy that was hot at the end of 2020, and now he's not so hot. So, you know, still sweet to have his card graded, and at the price that we got grading at, it really doesn't matter almost. But you know, it's Kubalik. So let's see what we got. We got a 10. So that's actually good because that will at least sell and we'll easily get our money back on it. Yeah, you can't argue with a PSA 10, can you? 3 4 3. So that one I guess I thought was a 10, so that's if I put down 10 here, I was like pretty sure. The Fox, I guess I was 50-50. And here we have a Costin Future Watch Auto inscribed. So this is another one that I pulled out of a pack. The inscribed, if you don't know, they sign it and then they date it. They date it with their first NHL game, and there's only 50 as opposed to the 999 that are like the normal Future Watches. So this is a very rare card to begin with, and then it's on a PSA slab now. And I estimate it as a 10. I've since found out that Future Watches are quite hard to grade, so I'm a little, I don't know if I want to say scared about this, but I don't know if I don't know if my guess was quite right. But here we go. Klim Kostin. That is a 10. Wow. And see, this one's out of 14. I don't know if you can see that very well. This is an out of 14. 14 out of 999. And it's got the date of his first game there, which I guess was November 16th, 2019. And yeah, as you say, I am rolling out of the gate. And so I guess maybe there's something to the fact that this pile is... I'll just leave that here for a second because it's beautiful. But this pile is all ultra modern stuff. So like, I wonder if maybe the newer cards just have a better chance at getting a 10 because, you know, they came out of the case right away. And then, you know, they weren't shipped to like 7 different houses before someone finally sent them into PSA. So I don't know. But that is sweet. Costin Future Watch Auto inscribed. We'll have to look up what the value of this is after. I have no idea. Couldn't even guess, but it's pretty awesome. And I can imagine the population report is very high if there even are any, since there's only 50 of those to begin with. Okay, so the next 3 cards are Dahlin Young Guns. So if you watched the show in its infancy, you know that we hyped Dahlin for a long time, and he has not been all that great. So that's where we're at with Dahlin, but I sent 3 in, and I think given how cheap grading was back then, they were still going to be just fine. But these haven't exactly taken off like some of the guys might have since. So we've got 3. The first one I put down 9. So, I mean, I was so hyped about Dahlin that I sent in one that I thought was a 9. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, we just got a 10 anyway. So the one I thought was a 9 is a 10. So far we're absolutely crushing. I don't even know what to say. Like, how am I wrong the right way? Wrong the right way? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. All right, let's roll through another couple Dahlins here. We have another 10. Jesus. Okay. Can't argue with that. And our third one here. Another... Wait, what? They're all 10s. They're all 10s, folks. All the Dahlins are 10s. They just like printed the Dahlins well. The guy grading my cards on that day was like, yeah, it's just 10s. All 10s, yeah. Way to go is right. Here we go. It can't be all 10s in this whole stack though, right? Like I didn't get 44 10s back. There's no way. No way. Maybe a good portion the way this is going. I think maybe part of it is like back when I was like looking at these to get them graded, this was the very first time I'd gotten anything graded. So maybe I was like super, super picky. I don't know. But let's get into the next 2. We have 2 Bouchard Young Guns, and Bouchard has obviously been pretty good for the Oilers, even though they've struggled. What am I going to have to change the name of the pod to, Joe Biden? Oh, I guess to Gem Mint? All Mint. The Minty podcast. Yes, it's not quite as tongue-in-cheek, though. Really, that year is really strong year for grading. Do you mean that strong in the way that Like, it's easy to get a 10 or the opposite? I assume you mean easy, but all mint. The All Mint podcast coming to you live. Okay, let's get our first only mint, the only mint podcast. Well, that's gonna have to be changed once we finally get a 9 in here, right? Okay, so first Bouchard, let's check it out. We got a 10. It's the All Mint podcast. Oh man. I wonder what these are going for these days. If anyone knows, let me know. I'm curious on the Bouchards. You're dying laughing. It's the All Mint podcast. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe I'm just like a grading extraordinaire. Thanks for the follow there, Puck. You appreciate it. The follower count is going up. We're trying to get to 200. Did I look deep with the magnifying glass? High rated returns. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, so, I mean, a little bit about my grading process, I guess. I have... Well, okay, so back then, yeah, just... Yeah, I know it's you, Ricky. Love you, man. Back then, I had, like, a magnifying glass. I was doing a little bit of, like, cleaning the cards because I watched YouTube videos to be like, what do I do? I had the magnifying glass. I was looking at the corners. To be perfectly honest, I did not look at centering almost at all unless it was like completely out to lunch, because I really just like didn't get it that well back then. So I'm surprised that none of these are off center, or maybe PSA just gives you like a little bit of a break on that. And I definitely did not look at surface at all. I do now. I look for surface because I know there's printer defects. I know there's dents that can happen. So I think that's important now. And the other thing I have now is a centering tool. So it's this like, I don't actually have it anywhere near me, but it's this like clear piece of acetate. It's like $10, $15 on eBay. You can order them. And what you do is you lay it over your card, and then you can see. It's really easy on most cards. Some cards are more difficult, but you can see like, is the right and left off centered? Is the top and bottom? You can look at the back as well, and it gives you an idea of like how far off it is too, because PSA obviously has a little bit of a leniency. So yeah, that's kind of where my grading was at back then, which is kind of, I guess, great. Gotta keep the 10s coming. What's up, Weening? Yes, I am alive. Clear cut Bouchard. Whew. Did you buy it or like pull it out of a pack? I mean, I'm kind of interested. I guess I have some traders. I definitely have a bunch of Bouchard cards. Actually, I got a bunch back from ComC, and I guess I have 2 here. 110 and 1. Oh, we're not the All Mint podcast anymore, folks. I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Well, can we just hide that one? We'll put that one away. The streak is over, and it has to be with an Oilers guy, eh? Come on. You know what? I can't be disappointed because how many cards was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. I think it was 9. So 9 out of 10, and that's pretty 90% 10s. That's nuts. That's nuts, as they say. So I got our first 9, which goes into the books as gray. That's sad. Ooh, Kijiji find. Nice. That's a great find on Kijiji. Like, who's selling a Bouchard clear cut on Kijiji? I mean, I guess people sell stuff anywhere, but I love it. Great work. All right. Ooh, we got a big one. Andrei Svechnikov, who I still think is great. And, you know, if you look at the back of this card, OHL, he had a great season, and he's obviously an excellent NHLer. He scored that lacrosse goal, and he's a great player. He's kind of like out of the spotlight recently, so like his card probably hasn't been like skyrocketing, let's say. Not that anyone's has really gone crazy. So yeah, but he's still a great card. What beer do I have here? So yeah, what am I drinking? Uh, I live near an Eataly. If you're familiar with Eataly, it's like an Italian grocery store that has just awesome stuff. And they've also got a brewery. And so you can go in there and get beers and avoid the liquor store, which sucks. The liquor store is there's just lots of people in it. So you go to the brewery, you get beers there. So it's like it's a local IPA. I didn't even know what it's called. But yeah, it's local. I think Italy like pairs with this local brewery. I forget what it's called, but growlers. No, they have both like big bottles and like not big bottles, but like yeah, I guess big bottles. I don't know, big bottles and cans. No growlers. Boo. Yeah, grab a beer. See me get a bunch of 10s or like there's got to be some 9s in here, right? All right, let's see what we got on the Svetch. Let's see what we got on the Svetch. He's back with a beer. That was quick. We got a 10. Let's go. Let's go. Svetch 10. That's a beauty. That's a beauty. That's probably going to go on the shelf at least for a little while so I can enjoy it. I've always thought about buying one and I just never did it. So we got one. We got one. That's a big one. Svetch 10. So yeah, we're like 11 10s or something now. That's crazy. Okay, here's another one that was just an Oilers guy that, you know, is sort of supposed to be making a crack at the lineup. He just never does. He never does. I think he was like top 3 in the AHL in scoring, and they just don't give him a chance. But I got his Young Guns exclusives, and there's only 100 of those, and this one's graded. So we'll see what we got there. And we've got a 10. The 10 streak continues. Let's go. This is more like just a card for me. I don't even know like what exclusives when it's a guy that like doesn't really play in the NHL and may never is tough, but I'll probably just keep this guy. It's my only Oilers exclusive, that's for sure. Or graded, I guess. Yeah. All right, we got another 10. Keep them rolling. Keep them rolling. I'm gonna have to make some kind of like, I don't know, like Twitch sound for these or something. Need to get more Twitch savvy. All right, we've got our man Brady Tkachuk, a polarizing man. I know there's some people that are not so into this man, but I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I used to be a Sens fan growing up, and I'm hoping we got a 10 here. It says 9.5 in my books, so we'll see how it goes. But so far, so good, right? All right, Brady Tkachuk. We got a 10. I don't know. Send your cards to me. I guess I'll get them graded. This is wild, actually. I did not expect to be getting so many 10s. Given that like I did this when I didn't know what I was doing, or I guess I did. That's wild. You love Brady meat and potatoes? Yeah, he's a good hockey player. I think he's a good leader for the Sens. They're like starting to get sneaky good. All right, Kyler Yamamoto. We've got his Future Watch auto. This is a guy that I really like. I like to watch at least. He hasn't quite hit the stride that you might expect from Kyler, or neither have the Oilers, so like whatever. But yeah, he's a good player. I think he's got more upside. Like he's gonna do it at some point. And I'm a big Future Watch Auto fan, so I'm hoping we've got a 10 here. I'm hoping. And of course, the one that I want a 10 is a 9, and I really can't be too upset because I've been getting all 10s. But I thought this one I had written down as a 10, but I guess, as I said earlier, Future Watches don't grade all that great, which I did not know at the time, so that kind of makes sense. There's probably a surface issue or something like that. But that's, yeah, that'll go on the shelf too. That's mine. Can't argue with having a Future Watch Auto PSA 9 of Yamamoto. Okay, here's one that I think I mentioned at the start of the show. Timothy Liljegren, Young Guns Canvas. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, would I have graded this like any later than I did? I don't know. I think, like, it's never bad to have a Leafs player in a slab, but I don't know if he's just going to work out. You jinxed it? I don't know if you jinxed it, but I was just on too good a roll. I was on a heater, as they say. So let's see. What do we got on the Liljegren? Okay, we're back in 10s. So Liljegren 10. And we're really, like, doing well. We're doing well. And, like, I think, what have we gotten? 2 9s out of this whole stack? Here's one that a lot of people might not have seen. It's the Golden Futures Alexis Lafreniere, which comes out of the Team Canada Juniors box, which is also the only box you can get women in, which is actually pretty cool. But yeah, so I sent this in, I guess late 2020 was like, Lafreniere really hadn't had a chance to be a bust or not at that point. So, like, he went through like a very like dark while in the card industry there, where he was kind of like the butt of many jokes, and now the Rangers are good. So it was a cool card to have. So let's see, did we get a 10 on this bad boy? We did. Check that guy out. I actually really like these Golden Futures cards. It's maybe one that I'll look at a couple more of. I just think it's a really cool, like, I don't know. It's a rookie card in a way. Like, it is a rookie card, obviously, but yeah, it's kind of a different look there. I prefer it to his actual Young Guns, because I just find that ugly, but there we go. We got another 10. And so the ultra modern cards are really, really crushing for me. People need to touch and feel things to make it theirs. Yeah, I don't know. That's why, like, people say, are hockey cards going to go away and like NFTs take over? And I don't really see that as, like, yes, there's going to be NFTs, there's going to be digital stuff, but there's nothing like holding this slab in my hand, looking at all the details. Like, it's just not the same, and you don't get the same reflections. If you've ever seen a scanned card, they look terrible. I can't even really do it full justice in the video, but you can kind of get a sense. And yeah, Mossy, you're saying you live a far distance from your LCS. That's a good reason to open something on the internet, for sure. And yeah, NFTs are cool, but you want physical cards. Yeah, I bought my first NFT when the Disney NFTs came out. I got I wanted to say a Dreisaitl. Whew. I got a R2D2. So that's my only foray into NFTs so far, but so far so good, and I think you can't go wrong with R2D2, right? I don't think so, at least. Yeah, I'm super new to it. Like really new to it. I just thought that was a cool one. That's kind of how I got into hockey cards too, was like, got excited by it and then was like, ooh, I'll buy. What was the first card I bought? I think maybe the Carter Harts were the first card that I got. It's weird that I wouldn't buy an Oilers card first. R2 is a G. R2G2. Yeah, he's definitely a G. All right, let's round out these ultra moderns, and then we should probably pick up the pace because we got a bunch of cards coming. Would have been disappointed if I said C3PO. See, that was the other option, C3PO. I didn't think that was as cool. All right, Ilya Samsonov. So this guy should have a good price tag on him if it's a 10. And let's see how we round out our ultra modern. We round it out with another 10. Of course we do. Yeah. Okay, so moral of the story, buy newer cards? I don't know. That's wild. If I scroll back through them, yeah, I only got 2 9s out of all those ultra moderns. That's honestly wild. Yeah, what's up, Ricky? You gave me this SubZero McDavid. Do you remember what the trade was? Because all I remember is that you sent it to me. You're like, this is a sweet McDavid. It's probably going to go up in price. I want you to have it, something along those lines. I was like, nice. And then I think when I was getting the grades done, I had like this pile of McDavids that I was kind of humming and hawing over, and I was like, you know what? I'll just send in the McDavids. Like, it's why not? You know, like I get the McDavid PSA slab. I can put it on the shelf more safely. So yeah, I'm really excited on that one. And I've got, I think, 3 more McDavid cards in here, if I'm not mistaken. You might have given me one of the other ones actually, because there's another one I was trying to think of where I got it from, and I think it might have been a trade with you, because it wasn't out of a pack I opened or anything like that. Yeah, Chicago has some good noises too. Nice. Yeah, the other one is the McDavid Full Force. Okay, so I got both of those graded, so you'll get to see how those turn out. Okay, so let's start. This is the modern stuff, so it's basically everything before 2018. I think vintage starts in like 1970, I think, or something like that. So none of these are that. Oh, I sent you a Norris patch artifacts. Yeah, that sounds about right. You love to get all the really cool patch cards, and patch cards aren't as much my thing, so love it. What's my biggest pull? You can actually probably, if you haven't watched it already, you can go watch it. Because I think my biggest pull is the Kaprizov Young Guns clear cut that I got out of 2020-21. It's gotta be, right? And then we got it graded. It came back at 10, and we did a show where we kind of went through all that, and it sold it for, I think it was $4,000. It was a wild experience. But that's got to still be my biggest pull, by a bit. I can't think of what would be anywhere close to that. Obviously, I pulled my one McDavid. That was an awesome experience just as a McDavid guy. But yeah, I think that's the one. Pulled a regular Kaprizov YG from a Walmart blaster. Let's go. Walmart with the win. Love that. Okay, let's get this SubZero started for Ricky here in the chat. This is a really cool McDavid card from 2016-17. So I guess this is like what we would call a second year card. Thanks for the follow, Weaning. Appreciate it for sure. It's a really cool card. And I'm hoping it's a 10 because I want to put it on my shelf. And if it's a 9, I'm going to put it on my shelf anyway. So let's see. Whoa, okay. It's an 8. So our full on streak is over, I guess, quote unquote. But what's cool about this is it's a near mint, huh? When you get a PSA 8, I guess they call it near mint. A PSA 7 is a near mint. So this is probably my first McDavid that has near mint in the grade. I got no issues with that. I think it's probably likely that this card grades tough because it's see-through. It's kind of got a lot going on, so there's probably a lot of room for error in the printing. It's actually sliding around quite a bit in this PSA slab. I don't know if it's like maybe slightly smaller. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of slides back and forth. But either way, that's a really cool card, and it's gonna go on my shelf to replace one of my other cards. So someone's getting relegated. Of course, they grade McDavid harder. Yeah, I don't know what, like, I don't know whether they do or not. I think, you know, if they're getting a pile of cards, they're kind of just giving her. But I really don't understand. I don't know how that works, like how they triage stuff once it gets to PSA. Yeah, you can see the shifting. Yeah, it's shifting. Most of them, like, they don't move at all. Like, some of them, they have a slight wiggle. But this is like full on moving. Anyways, we won't do that too much so we don't mess it up. All right, let's get, so an 8. Whew, that's not ideal, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. So we've got a Konechny up next. A guy who, you know, has struggled, as have the Flyers of late, but a guy that I really liked back then, and I still do like. Gotta hydrate here. I gotta make like a Twitch bit thing where like you guys make me drink water. I've seen some streamers do that, and I feel like I would benefit. All right, let's check out what we got on the Konechny. We got a 10. Nice. I know a certain someone that this could be a birthday present for. Might just sell it, but also my best buddy is a Flyers fan, so this might be going his way at some point. We're back on track. Back on track to the 10 train. I got a big slab stack next to me that I gotta move. My biggest fear is like knocking over a stack of slabs and then they all get chipped. And oh, no, we don't want any of that. We're back on track with a 10. Let's get that 8 off the screen. And we're on to a Matthew Tkachuk. So do you like Matthew Tkachuk? You like Brady Tkachuk? I like Matthew Tkachuk's Canvas Young Guns because it's really nice design. I wouldn't say that I like Matthew Tkachuk as an Oilers fan, but I get the appeal. And I would like a PSA 10. You like Matt, but you like Brady better. Fair enough. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got a 9. Okay, Brady's better than Matthew. You heard it here first. PSA confirmed. Brady is better than Matthew. Boo the entire Tkachuk family. I guess you're a Hawks fan, though, right? So I could see how you're not so into the Tkachuk dad. That's funny. All right, we got a 9. I shouldn't have moved that stack. Obviously, that was the luck. But we'll put that back over there. Brady over Matthew. I like Brady more, too. All right, here we go. We got Matty Barzal. I don't have a Barzal yet. I have a Barzal Canvas BGS 10. Ranger 6, Leaf 6, 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, you have a PSA 10 Barzal Young Guns? Nice. Hopefully I do too. This is one I'm excited about. Barzal is just so fun to watch. So what do we have in the Barzal? We've got a 10. Let's go. That's the same year as Tkachuk too. I guess I did do these by year, probably, to make PSA happy. They like it when you do that. And we're back on the 10 train, folks. Should we play the song? Play the song. Let's go. Barzal 10. Up next is Shabbat. And I sent in a few Shabbats because, like Darlene, I was pretty stoked about him. And, you know, I still really like him. And Ottawa's starting to look good. And I think Shabbat still has potential to kind of like break out and be a really, really good defenseman in the league, like one of the best ones. But again, I sent in a card that I thought was going to get a 9, and I don't know if I would do that anymore. Salty about the Leafs. Yeah, as an Oilers fan, I understand your salt. You PC John Gibson. That's a cool PC. I like John Gibson too. Takes a few years for most D-men to break out. Yeah, it's it really, like, defense is I find they get to the NHL, they really have to focus on their defense, and then once they feel like comfortable at defending and making sure they're not going to completely sewer their team, and if they have that offensive flair, then they can kind of let it go at a certain point. Oh, you're a goalie yourself. That makes sense. That makes sense to be why you'd be into Gibson. Yeah, Leddy. Leddy I always liked for fantasy hockey. Like, nobody seemed to pick up Leddy in fantasy hockey, and I never understood why. He's just, like, so steady. I mean, the Islanders are boring. Everyone knows that. But if you win, you can be boring. All right, first Whaaat, and I guess I was right in putting down a 9. I got an 8. So, you know, this is where my guess is actually making sense. I thought a 9, get an 8. You don't want an 8, but at least I was right that one wasn't looking so hot. So that's an 8. And what did we get on our other Whaaat, which we thought looked a bit nicer? So, I mean, when I send stuff to PSA, at least back then even I knew, if you have 2 of the same card, you should show them the worst one first so that they think the next one's better. I don't know if that actually happens, but I don't know. That's what I went with. Sanderson's going to overtake Whaaat as your number 1 D-man. Well, given that I have 4 Whaaats in this pile, I hope you're wrong only for that, but you might very well be right. Second Whaaat, we've got a 9. So there we go. Whaaat's not grading well, I guess. And just not living up to his standard in the PSA land or in real life. And the next 2 cards I have here are more Whaaat. I've got 2 Whaaat Future Watch autos. Hey, thank you for the 500 bits, Mossy. Really appreciate it. Look at those bits fly across the screen. Or real life savage. Hey, you gotta figure it out, you know? Mossy just crushing it. Appreciate it a lot. All right, so Future Watch Auto Whaaats. We got 2 of them. One I thought was a 10, one I thought was a 9.5. Put them in the opposite order this time. I wasn't thinking, I don't know. What do we got on the first one? We got a 10. Whaaat 10 Future Watch Auto. That is awesome. That is really awesome. I love that card. If you haven't figured this out by now, I really love the Future Watch Autos. It's my favorite kind of young gun. Whoa. Let's do that takeover again. I really like the Future Watch Autos. It's my favorite type of rookie card. There it is. And that's a nice Whaaat there. So let's see if we can go 2 for 2 on the Whaaat Fwaz. We've got a 9. So we got a 9 and a 10, and anytime that happens, you just sell the 9 real quick. That's basically what's going to happen here. So we got a 9 and a 10, or a 10 and a 9 if you want to put it in the right order. And we will get on to a string of young guns. We've got a Rantanen, and I have a Rantanen 10, but it's a canvas, so I'd like the set or the pair, whichever you want. And obviously Rantanen is all the rage. I've lost my ability to speak. Take a sip of water, Ryan. The other night he had 2 like crazy goals from behind the goal line. I think he's one of those underrated guys. He's kind of like Draisaitl in a way, where he's in McKinnon's shadow and plays on his line and plays with Landeskog. And I don't know if anyone that watches the Abs, I don't know, they know this, but they've got Makar, that team's great. And let's see, I said 9.5 on this one. Ooh, this one shakes a bit too, weird. And let's see if we got ourselves a 10. We did. Let's go. I kind of think that his face looks a little funny on this one. I don't know, like it's a bit of a weird expression. Like it's a weird card, but it's a Rantanen 10. I'm into it. But I don't know. It's just like, what do you guys think of this card? You think this design is cool? The photo's cool? I don't know. Tell me I'm wrong. It's an awkward yeah. It's like it's a hockey posture, but it's kind of weird. All right, 10. Let's go. Okay, we've got a Fiala Young Guns, which if you watch the show when Elon was on here, he was a big Fiala guy. And I bet him, I don't know, we made a side bet that we never really resolved, that Fiala wouldn't turn into a point per game player. But I guess I got one graded. So let's see how it turns out. I actually couldn't even tell you how Fiala is doing this year, so if anyone knows, I'm curious. But let's see how the Fiala goes. We got a 9, so, you know, that's fine. That's not going to be a very easy one to sell, probably, but it'll probably make the grading cost back. I can't imagine that was more than a, I don't know, $5 card back then. So all in, probably $30 or so. All right, we got a Connor Hellebuck coming up, and his cards just never go up in price. This is one I've talked about before. It's very, very hard to figure out why. He's such a good goalie, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like people are stoked on buying his cards. Fiala, 35 games played, 9 goals, 16 assists. So that would be 25 points in 35 games. Hey, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's not a point per game, but yeah, he's doing his thing. So yeah, let's see. Helly, one of your favorites, Mossy? Nice. Yeah, great goalie, one of the best in the league. Some would say he's the best in the league. And so let's see if we got ourselves a 10. We got ourselves a 9. 2 9s in a row. What's happening? I guess these cards are from 2015-16, so I could see how there'd be more room for them to have gotten beaten up. Or just, I don't know, maybe printing of that year is tough. That's the McDavid year, which I'm now very familiar with. So I bet you if I looked at these again, I'd be like, isn't that quite as good? But yeah, there we go. 2 9s in a row. The Bread Man is up next. The Bread Man. Yeah, Panarin. What else you gotta say? Except that, why did they trade him away from Patty Kane? What? Come on. This is intense. It's intense. Can I get a drum roll? I need a drum roll button. We've got a couple McDavids coming up soon. I'm excited for. All right, Panarin. This one I would really like to get. I don't have a Panarin graded card. It's interesting looking at his stats from 7 KHL seasons. Most guys don't have stats on the back, so it kind of caught my eye. He played 7 KHL seasons, 263 games, 183 points. I feel like he was better in the NHL than he was the KHL. Yeah, they all got fired from Chicago for trading Panarin. Yeah, whoops. All right, let's see. Do we get a 10 Panarin? No, we got a 9. Wonder why. Huh. I don't know. It's not immediately obvious. Weird. All right. We are on a 9 string. It is getting really near minty up in here. So I guess we've got Turris will give him an 11. That's funny. These 9s definitely need to screw right off. And I mean, you know what we have to come up with the 9 buster is a canvas, and canvas grade better. So this is going to be a 10, right? Like, it's got to be a 10. Too many 9s. Too many 9s. Mikko Rantanen, canvas. I just got a 10 in his, right? Am I crazy? Yeah. The Rantanen was the last 10 we got. So we'll come back to another 10 with Rantanen. Again. And yes, we will. Yes, we will. Rantanen, Young Guns, canvas, 10. And I don't know if this is a Rantanen thing, but check out that photo. What is this guy? What is this guy? What is he doing? Yeah, it looks better, but like he's still got this like, I don't know, he skits around with this funny face on. You're betting Rantanen anytime goal scorer next game? Yeah, do it. Ugly mug, Jesus. So yeah, Ricky, what you're saying is none of the cards have a 0.5 grade. So PSA only gives 0.5s out below 9, which I don't know. I don't know why they made that decision in the beginning. So they have 8.5s, they have 7.5s. They do not have 9.5s. My estimate column here, when I put 9.5, is like when I was on the fence. So when I have 10s in the estimate, it's like when I'm like really, really like confident it's getting a 10. When I put 9.5, it's like, it might be 9, might be 10. Less so sure. And here, now that you have asked this question, is the card that I believe I got from you, the McDavid Full Force Freshman. So this is a 2015-16 UD Full Force Hockey, which I have no idea about that product. All I know is this McDavid card is awesome. Card number 101. Yeah, let's see what we got on this. I said it was a 9.5, but you'll see this card is really different. It's not like just a basic card, so my ability to pre-grade this was probably bad, but we'll see. What do we have on my boy McDavid? We got a 10. Nice. Look at that. And yeah, I don't know how easy it is to see this, but it's got kind of this movement going on to it. You can see the like blue lines move a bit. McDavid moves a bit. He's got some speed going on with him. And yeah, thank you to Ricky for sending me this guy. Came back at 10. Whew. Dang. That's sweet. That's going right up on the shelf next to my other McDavid 10s. And yeah, look at that. Let's just put that down for a second. That's a big one. Hit that horn, please. As you wish. Yeah, true rookie card from his rookie year. I think they're undervalued too. I'd really love to see if you pull up the price, like what is a full force freshman raw or 10 go for these days? Because I remember they were really like not very expensive back when we were looking at values making a trade. Yeah, another McDavid coming up. OPC Platinum. I actually just got another one of these that I'm considering sending in to PSA. So it'll be interesting to look at the one that I have that's raw that needs sending or not, and compare it to this one, given that this is a 10 or a 9, and see if the one I have that's ready to be graded is better, worse, same. Should I do it? OPC Platinum, one of your favorite rips. Yeah, it's OPC is really, or rather the Platinum has really grown on me. I didn't really like it when I first kind of got into cards, like, and there still are some in that set that, you know, I don't really love because the colors clash. So like, I don't know, for example, if there's a Bruins card and it's got like the orange checkers, like I don't love that too much. When the colors match, it's pretty sweet. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't love all of them, but the retros in particular I actually really do like, especially from the McDavid year. They're really cool. So let's see what we got. McDavid OPC Platinum Rainbow Retro R97, and this card was like super cheap back in the day, and it really exploded. So this will be a cool one to see. And we got a 9, which I think with this is still okay. You know, it's not as exciting, but it's still pretty sweet. And like, yeah, look at how beautiful this card is. Whew, the shine on that thing really got the rainbow going on. Yeah, that's going on the shelf too. The McDavid shelf is getting a big upgrade today. Big upgrade. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, so I'm really interested to see when I compare this and the other one that I might send in, you know, what's the difference basically. You got an OPC Platinum rookie auto of Makar at PSA right now. Whew, that's hot. That's hot. Did you pay like what, regular grading on that or what? Love this card. Oh, Trax McDavid Platinum. Whoo, that's good. That's good. That's really good. The first clear cut is still the sleekest card. I'm honestly such a sucker for the clear cut cards. I'm fully with you. I love those cards. I love them. You know, obviously Broberg is not like McDavid, but yeah, I think for me it's like Future Watch, and then those clear cut Young Guns are some of my favorites easily. Yeah, you should probably send your Fox in. I guess given the price now, the math on a Fox might work. Like you might be like it might be worth the grading risk with the upside of a Fox. It's probably pretty tight still, so do some careful math and like see what you can sell a 9 and a 10 for. But yeah, if it looks good, for sure. You've been waiting for your fetch canvas for over a year and 4 months. Woo, why so? When did you send it in, sophisticated snail? That's a great tag, by the way. Because yeah, mine were a year and a month ish. And I sent so many things to grading and got them back in the meantime. But I sent them December of 2020, so there was still, I guess, a few months before they shut down where they were like really, really crammed. November of last year. Well, that's weird you wouldn't have gotten it back in, especially if it's only one card? Huh. I don't know how they'd prioritize stuff. It seems like it should be back. Oh, September. Yeah, that's well before. That's what you're looking like escargot. Somebody pocketed that bad boy. Oh man. Oh my god. That's good. No, I'm sure PSA just doesn't know what's like. They've got so many cards in their warehouse. I'm sure it's just out of order. But I actually found that their support was pretty good. I had to put my these cards on hold for a few days because I was out of town. And their support answers like really fast. They were really helpful. At least in like being able to put a hold on the account for a couple days. Couple days. I'm reading snail mail and saying Dale. Whew. All right, we got an Oscar Clefbaum here, which is a sad one for my heart because I'm big Clefbaum fan, and he hasn't played all year, and we're like his career is kind of at risk, and I don't know. It's sad when that happens. Oh, I put in a 10 for that McDavid. That's wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Like I really hope Clefbaum comes back because he's a big piece for the Oilers. Great player, great guy. And yeah, I sent his card in just because I'm a big fan of his, and we'll see what we get back. I don't think... Oh yeah, okay, I've got a couple from... This is 2014-15. I haven't seen too many from back here. Let's see what we did on the Clefbaum. 6? Okay, we got a PSA 6. Can you post a pic? It's a safe link. Yeah, I don't have links turned off. You can post links. But yeah, like as usual, you know, just don't break Twitch guidelines. Is the top corner peeling? I don't think so. I would have noticed when I was like taking a close look. Centering looks fine. 6. Come on. I don't like. This is one of those ones where I'm like, okay, there's probably some like surface thing that I like just did not see whatsoever. Or like just something that I wasn't looking for back then. But I don't know, it looks so clean. That's weird. All right, well that's the top left corner has fuzz on it. Top left on the front? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe just a particle on the case, just a little bit of dust. I have no idea on this one. I've got a Kuznetsov here, so maybe we can compare them, but this is easily the worst one we've gotten. Jeez. 2014-15 is hard to get a 10. Yeah, but you'd think, like, give me an 8 at least. Come on. I don't know. That's okay. It'll go on the shelf anyways, because I'm a big Clefbaum fan, and that was really more to get slabs for myself, so, you know, Kind of weird, but we'll take it. Practically ripped in half. Yeah, like 6 is so low. Like okay, so yeah, that's really confusing because I have a Flurry exclusives Young Guns that I got back that is also a 6, and I could show you that, and it is like visibly the edges and the corners are like bad, like brutal. Like it looks like a card that was like a kid played with. So I like it's weird that this one that like looks good comes back like this. Like there's got to be something that like I'm just not understanding. It's like I don't know. If I ever do a resub, break it and resubmit. Yeah, it's I mean, if PSA ever comes back to like the regular, if PSA ever comes back to like more regular prices, I might consider something like that. But I don't know. It'd be interesting just as an experiment to see what comes back. I should try and get Clef Bomb of every grade 1 to 10. That's funny. Yeah, it does seem like a mistake. I don't know. It's disappointing. It's weird. But hey, can't get all 10s. Can't get all 10s. I'm all right. I'm doing great actually. Overall, but weird to see. I think it'd be funny to get a Clef Bomb Young Guns of every grade 1 to 10. First of all, it would be tough to get a 10, obviously, so that'd be a challenge. But to get a 1, I think I'd have to I'd have to like take the card and beat it up. Like I'd have to like make it a 1. The grader meant to put a 9. Yeah, maybe. I could see that. I could see that. All right, let's move on from that. Let's get a better card coming. But before I did that, I also estimated a 10 on that Clef Bomb. So like, whew, my mind is blown. I don't know. All right, Koozie. Who's a Koozie fan here? Same year, so we'll get to see another one of the same year, and it looks the same. Kuznetsov, obviously, you know what he's done. Hangs out with Ovechkin, so he's had a good career. Not that he's not good in his own right. But I think this is one I pulled out of a pack, actually. Russian gas. I think I was looking for Draisaitl's, because this is his year too. And I ended up with a Koozie, which, not so bad. Let's see what we got. All right, we're back in 10 land. Okay, so this is a 10 from the same year. And, it looks the same. In fact, the corners look worse. I don't know. I couldn't explain what happened to that Clef Bomb. That's actually, I like that jersey. I don't know what you guys think of that jersey, but I like the colors on it. All right, we're back to another McDavid. This is just the McDavid CHL in the game. You've probably seen these around. They're like relatively common. I just thought it's a really cool card. It's in his Erie Otters jersey. And just want it graded basically for my collection. So we got that. Rather have a 6 and a 10 than 2 8s. Yeah, I agree. Especially when the Clef Bomb is one that was kind of just for me anyways. I'm fully with you. The serial number says 6 as well, eh? Dang. All right. Well, thanks for checking. That's an interesting way to like see. Yeah, we've got a Toff coming up. All right, let's see what we got on our McDavid. We got a 9. All right, that's good. Can't argue with a McDavid rookie as a 9. And just a cool card. I remember watching McDavid with Erie kind of like as the draft was coming up, and like he broke his finger in a fight like an idiot. But he was just making moves that like it never seen before, and he just made the other teams look like they're at a completely different level. So yeah, that's a cool one for my collection. And this is 2014. So that's like 2014, that must be, is that 2 years before? Or is that the year before? The years always mess with me. And yes, we've got our TOF coming up next. Yeah, I'm like right downtown Toronto. Near Kingston-ish. Like, what's near Kingston-ish? Kingston and Belleville, closest cities. Oh, okay. I do that drive all the time. My parents are in Ottawa, so I've driven that highway more times than I care to. It's not a very exciting highway. But yeah, I'm from Ottawa originally, so I'm very familiar with Kingston and the area. Pre-rookie card, yeah. All right, let's get a toffee going. So, Future Watch Auto Toffoli. I think I got this about the time, if you remember, there was some like rumors that Toffoli was going to get traded, and I went and I got a couple, and then he got traded to the Habs, obviously, and I just snapped a bunch up on eBay. It happened to be on my phone. I saw the notification. I bought a bunch, and this was part of that. And so I think it'll be cool to see if it's a 10. It is a 9, but it is still a really cool card. Can't argue with a Habs player, Future Watch Auto, and a 9 is sweet. Yeah, 9 for a Whaaat. Certainly better than a 9 for a Young Guns. And his auto looks really good in this one, I think, personally. So yeah, that's cool. And Tyler Toffoli. That one I'll probably put on eBay. I'm not like super attached to Toffoli. You can argue with any Habs player right now. Yeah, so I guess my statement should be any Habs player is good in the card world generally. Any Habs player being good at hockey right now, I'm not convinced it's the same story. And yeah, speaking of ice storms and weather, holy, the last couple days. That's been wild. Luckily, I'm just in here prepping for a podcast. Yeah, I don't miss those drives in the winter whatsoever. I try to avoid that now if I can. All right, we've got probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 left here, so let's get into them. We've got a Barry Future Watch Auto coming up. Obviously, my Oilers man. I also bought a bunch of these, I think, right after... It was either right after or right before he got traded to Edmonton. I just got a lot of them. And so this one obviously went straight to PSA. And I don't know what I'll do with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or sell it. I do like Barry a lot, and he's a key part of like the Oilers' success right now. I just don't know how long he's going to be with the Oilers. All right, Future Watch Auto Barry is a 10. All right, we're back in 10 land. That's great. That's great. And this card does not grade that well. I've seen a lot of cards that are like 9s, 9.5s in BGS. So that's cool. I wonder what the pop report is on that. I'm happy about that one for sure. Especially since I guess, modern cards, non-ultra modern, have not been quite as nice to us as the ultra modern cards were, where we're barely getting any 9s. Okay, we've got a real cool one coming up. We've got the Landeskog Young Guns. So we've got Landy and then we've got Couturier, and both of these guys, when I first got into hockey cards, I was looking at these guys going like, why are these guys' cards not really expensive? It was mind-boggling. Like, both these guys are like, you know, Couturier is like a leader on their team. Everyone in Philly loves him. Landeskog's like was the youngest captain for a while. Like, plays with the best players in the world. Like, it's nuts. Like, these guys are great, and their cards were like not very expensive. So I ended up buying a couple, and then when I was doing I was looking at most of my cards when I was sending them in for grading, and they look pretty good. So both of them I thought were 9.5s. Or sorry, I wasn't sure if they were 9s or 10s. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, a Landeskog 10 would be pretty clutch. Pretty clutch. Lando, here we go. 9. Okay. I can deal with that. I can still deal with that. I'm sure that still has some value. I imagine since these are like quite a bit older, 2011, 12, getting a 10 on a Lando is probably pretty tough, I would think. It does have like one corner that's maybe not perfect, so I definitely could see why that's not a 10. But still really cool to have, I think. And let's see where we got on our Cooter. Sean Couturier, a guy that I really like. And let's see. Oh, we got a 10. All right. We're back on it. That's a cool card. I don't know that I've seen many PSA 10 Couturier Young Guns, actually. Be curious to see like what the pop report is, or if people just aren't like really selling them because he's not in like the spotlight. I don't know. But that's sweet. That's probably going to go on my shelf too, or maybe end up in my Philly friends' hands. We'll see. All right, I got to move this big old stack here. All right, and we're finishing it off with a Lidstrom rookie card. Pretty cool. It's much older than everything else we've seen so far. I guess this is 1992. And I was just always such a big Lidstrom fan. So, I mean, I thought this looked really good. Am I right? Who knows? I certainly have very little experience looking at older cards. But yeah, I always really loved watching Lidstrom. Like, what a beauty. So that's going to be, regardless of the grade, a cool one to have. And let's see what we get. All right, we got an 8. That's cool. He's also in these awesome retro style Detroit jerseys. And yeah, even as a Hawks fan, Lidstrom was incredible to watch. Yeah, like, did anyone not like Lidstrom? Like, are there people out there that are like, oh, I hate Lidstrom? I don't think so. Who are those people? But yeah, this is a really cool card. And near mint 8, I'm into it. You don't like these jerseys? I kind of like how retro they are. Like, if they did these at an outdoor game, it would look really sweet. But I can see where you're coming from, because the real Detroit jerseys are pretty sweet. Detroit sucks. Yeah, all right. Maybe you just don't like Detroit. Kind words for Lidstrom, not for Detroit. That's funny. Alfie up next. Yes. So here we go. Alfie was, as an Ottawa guy, my favorite player growing up. He's kind of like similar to Lidstrom in a way. Like, what a good guy, great captain, great player. Alfie Spezza Heater were unreal. Alfie Spezza Hossa, arguably better. Both awesome trios. And yeah, I don't know. Those were like the glory days of the Senators when, Alfie got past that stretch where he was like not supported, let's say. And yeah, I always wish he won a cup. The other reason I was kind of looking at these when I first got into hockey cards was Alfie is up for Hall of Fame this year. I guess, I don't know, the Hall of Fame's been delayed and changed so much the last little while I lost track of it, but he was supposed to be up for Hall of Fame and then things got delayed, so he still might get into the Hall of Fame in, I don't know, this year, next year, maybe not first ballot, but I hope he does. And let's see what we've got. So we've got 2-star rookies, and then we've got 2 just RCs, which is like the rookie everyone considers to be the main rookie. So this is his star rookie, and we've got an 8. So that's okay. I'm all right with it. Nice card. Look at those old school jerseys. Whew. You saw Alfie coaching his son at the rink? Oh my god, I hope that Alfie's son becomes a hero. That would be so sick. Yeah, add it to, yeah, anytime I get an 8, I'm like, well, add it to the PC. No worries. It's fine. It goes on the shelf, then I can sell the higher grades, and it's fine. It's fine. Still a cool card, though. And look at his bucket. He's got a Jofa. What a hero. I kind of forgot that he looked like that for a while. My brain remembers him as I got older. His son's team lost, FYI. Tough. Gotta get your son better, Alfie. Maybe he's just out there to have fun. That's fine too. All right, we've got another one of the same card here. Let's see what we got. I guess I thought that this one was actually worse when I did my pre-grading. So we'll see. And that's an 8.5. All right, we got our first 0.5 grade. I think this might be my only 0.5 grade ever? I don't know if I've ever had a 0.5 in my hands. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Okay, so poll, would you want the PSA 8 or the PSA 8.5 if you could choose? No, there's no 0.5. There's no 9.5s from PSA. It's really, I don't understand why they made that decision at the beginning of time, but they did. I don't know what to tell you. It's really weird. But yeah, they have 0.5 grades at every other level. Keep the 8, move the 8.5. Why? I find that this is I don't like it as much, but obviously it should be worth more because it's a higher grade, but I don't know. It's just silly, I think. And it's called a near mint plus. It's it's near mint, but plus a little, plus a bit, a little bit better. So stupid. That's funny. All right, this is one of my favorite Alfie cards. And there's actually kind of an aside, but there's a, I guess it's called a, what is it called? Throwback or retro or a version of this card was released with McDavid. And that's one of the cards that I don't have that I would love to have. But it's in the same card design style as the Alfie. Okay, so we got 3 of these, and that's going to be the end of our pile. So Alfie ends it, which seems fitting. And I have 9.5 on all of these, so who knows what we'll get here. All right, first Alfie, what do we got? We got an 8 to start out, so that's not ideal. I know from my looking back when I was looking at buying these that basically these at an 8 is probably about the same value as a raw. 9 is maybe a little more, and 10s are I don't know, 10x raw. But still cool and a great card. Let's look at the next one. Really hoping we get 110 out of this. That's 3 of Alfie's 110, I'd be happy. And we got a 9. We're going up the ladder. Alfie 9. I'm okay with that. Let's look at our last one. Last card, folks. Last card of 44, and I think we've done pretty well. I've done pretty well. Whatever you want to say. Last Alfie. Fingers crossed for 10. The grading guy, 8, 8.59. Yeah, they are cool cards, aren't they? And let's see, did we get our 10? We got 110 Alfie. Let's go. Okay, I lied. I'm probably keeping the 10 Alfie. Who was I kidding? Let's hit the button. Let's go. Yeah, finish with a bang. That's probably going to be one that I keep forever kind of thing. Similar to the McDavid Young Guns that I pulled and got graded. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so there's also a McDavid that is in this exact same style. It looks really good. So I'll probably have to get that at some point. But yeah, that is a really great card. All right, so what was everybody's favorite card? What do you think? What was the most surprising? Really good. A 10 for a card that old is great. Yeah, I agree. It's it's one where like I was looking at them and you could buy them for, back when I was buying them, I think they were like $2, $5. And then the PSA 10s were like $110. You know, it's like wild. Alfie over McDavid. Whew. Hot take. Hot take. Full Force McD was mine, so that's nice. Yeah, that's cool. It's cool to see like your card get graded. Kind of like the result of a trade. Leave that up. Yeah, that was awesome. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Thanks, yeah, I ate it. Thanks for the congrats and the kudos on the show. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think you're right. Really, like honestly, when I look back, and I was like very new to this when I submitted these, it's pretty good to get the results that I did. I think. On like the newer stuff, I did really well. On the older stuff, not quite as well. I want to go back through and see how I did here. So what do you think? We got just 2 9s on the ultra modern stuff. So 14 out of 16 of our ultra moderns were 10s, which is wild. And then when we got into the modern stuff, which is a bit older, I think that is when we started to see that my grading prowess was not quite as good. So you're kind of seeing like, just at a glance, you can see like maybe half of them were 10s, a couple 8s in there, some 9s, and then the Alfies really didn't pan out. Got 1 10, so that's good. But I would say overall, over 50% 10s, obviously leaning heavily on the newer stuff, is I don't know, like when I think back to like what I expected, Mossy, like when I first sent them in, I was like, nice, like I think I should get like a lot of 10s here. And then as I was like waiting for it and doing more grading of other stuff and like learning more, and then this was coming back, I was like looking at my estimates of like all these 9.5s and 10s and feeling very skeptical of myself and thinking like, was I sure that like all my Alfredsons were that good? Like that doesn't seem right. And so I didn't expect to get like a wall of 10s, I guess. So I'd say it's like fairly on point with what I expected. Obviously the clef bomb was a surprise. Like, where did that come from? And then there were a couple that I thought were 10s that I didn't get 10s on, and I guess like a couple that were 9.5s that obviously went either way. But I think that's fine. And yeah, like I don't know, you learn a lot more as you grade stuff. Like personally, I could look at McDavid Young Guns, I could look at McKinnon Young Guns, and with fairly good certainty be able to grade them if they're a 10 or not, because I've done a lot of them now. And by a lot, I mean like, I don't know, 10 of each. Like I've looked at 10 of each. And I've gotten 10s on the ones that I've sent in. So I'm like confident in like looking at those specific cards, but especially because I sent in so many different cards, it's probably harder to be so accurate because you don't know any of them. You guys think I did good? Yeah, I think I did good. I didn't do as good as I think I would do if I did it again, I guess is my point. But I think that's also part of it. Like part of submitting this was a learning process. Even when I first did it, I was like, I just want to submit, understand, see like how wrong I was. I wish I had notes on some of these where I was like 9.5. Like, why did I think that? So that's definitely a learning thing too. There was a couple that I wanted to look up the pop reports before I wrap this show up. Broberg Clear Cut Young Guns. Let's see. I always find it very difficult to search for the pop reports. Just, I don't know, I don't love their UI. You just kind of gotta get halfway there and then you'll find it. Okay, Philip Broberg Clear Cut. This is what annoys me, is you search up the clear cut and then you have to find his name anyways. Use my serial number. See, this is why I'm doing this, then I learn. Clear cuts, there are 3, and they're all 10s. Hey, that's pretty good. 1 of 3 is here. I think it was the first one, so that's pretty sweet. I mean, I guess that makes sense because, like, he obviously hasn't proven himself yet, and if you didn't send in a Broberg clear cut almost immediately after opening it, PSA shut down very soon after Series 1 came out. So, yeah, 1 of 3. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. So, you're saying I can look up the serial number, psacard.com/cert. Got you. Look at that. SP Authentic Klim Kostin autograph. Doesn't say inscribed here. Population 1, let's go! The only one in the world. That's pretty sweet. Can't argue with that. It doesn't say inscribed on the slab? Did I submit it wrong, or do they just not put that? That's the question. But either way, it still says population 1, which is great. I'm into that. It says Future Watch Auto population 1. So, you know, yeah, it's inscribed, yeah. It is inscribed if pop 1. Oh, are you saying that you looked up the non-inscribed version and there's more of them? All right. Was there anything else that was worth looking at? I'm kind of curious about this Lafreniere. I can't imagine too many people did submit that. Okay, Golden Features Lafreniere. Lafreniere? I don't know if that's... I'm pronouncing it in a French way. Population 2. All right. So that's cool. Yeah, some of these I was like, you know what? These are like going to be rare cards. And so, yeah, there's only 2 Golden Futures 10s. That's really sweet. See, the thing that's interesting about this view, though, is it doesn't tell me how many 9s there are. Is this did you say, is this the website where we purchase hockey podcast selfies? Is like a PSA 10 OnlyFans account or something? That's ridiculous. Oh, the McDavid SubZero. I want to look that up. Oh, tourists, you funny man. You can find the other grades. Am I just crazy? On the cert page, there was the other grades. Oh, click population. This is why you're here. Thank you very much. Okay, let's do that again then. I didn't think it was clickable. Okay, so if I click no, I can't click oh, the population, there it is. There it is. The blue. Okay, so there are 2 9s. So that's interesting. There's 2 9s, 2 10s. So 50%. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. Thanks for that little tidbit. Now everyone's learning. It's perfect. What else do we got? What else do we got? I was going to look up the McDavid SubZero. Just got all these slabs just sprawled out in front of me. It's lovely. I guess I only got an 8 on that, but I'm just curious, like, if it's just a really hard card to grade. So population is 2 on the 8. SubZero. So there's 4 graded, 1 7, 1 8, and 1 9. So that actually makes me feel a lot better about my PSA 8. Just because, you know, Yeah, nothing like a pile of cards in front of you. It's your happy place. Yeah, it really isn't anything like it. And yeah, that SubZero Ricky, only 4 of them. So the 8 is better than I thought originally. I guess it's nobody's gotten a 10 yet. Crazy. What else we got in here that might be interesting to look up? Bunch of young guns. Let's look up the other McDavid, full force freshman. That's gotta be relatively rare to get a 10 on, right? Botch, Kachuk. Where's this guy? There's too many cards. Said no one ever. There it is. All right. McDavid full force. This one I'm curious about. Is it just easy to get a 10, or was mine that Ricky sent me just perfect? Ooh, there's a 97 in the serial number of this McDavid. You guys nerd out about stuff like that too? How sick is that? I know it's like buried in there, but like, let's go. Oh, population 47. Really? Wow. Okay. I guess this is a little bit more of a popular card. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this card grades at a very high rate. So 9 9s and 1 8, 47 10s. So hypothetically, you could go out there and buy more of these and they would 10. Now, I guess I'd have to look at the eBay prices, which I guess we could do too. Haha, we have the power. McDavid full force freshman, PSA 10. None for sale. Any sold? Okay, so sold at 150, but that's a PSA 8.5. Was there an 8.5 in there? You know what? They're not even showing you when you get an 8.5, they just like lump it in with the 8s, I think. You're onto something, Inspector Gadget. So I guess an 8 point, like the worst one sold for 150. There's a 10. I gotta look it up on 130 point. Why are these Pokemon cards coming out? There's a 9 in BGS for almost 300. We're going down the rabbit hole. This is what the show is gonna become now. We're gonna like go learn stuff together. So that's not even the right full force freshman. Actually, it's a different one. So can't even look that up. So no sales of the 10 recently. I don't know. Let's see what the raw is worth. No sales. All right, so this thing's sick. Love it. I like it's always hard when you look something up and you can't find it because like, what is it worth? But also you're like, nice, nobody has this. Oh my god. These things, now these aren't obviously sale prices, but these are the only ones for sale and they're high and these are ungraded. That's wild. So when I said you could go get one and just get a 10, I guess it's harder to just go get one than I thought. Anything else in here worth looking up? Huh. That might be it. Thanks, Ricky. Thanks for tuning in. Turn the hat around for you there, Joe Biden. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm glad everyone loved the show. I've got the Halifax Mooseheads hat on. Had to bust it out. Anyways, yeah, we did really. I think we did really well today. I hope you guys enjoyed the general chatter back and forth. The reveals. If you did and you're not already in the Discord, come join. We can like continue chatting. I'll probably post pics of a few of these. And if you don't already subscribe to the YouTube, now is the time. That I think is a wrap on the first show back after a while, and I've got some good stuff coming. I have some fun shows planned that I want to get to, and you know what? If people are loving to just like come hang out and chat, I might just throw the stream on some nights and we can browse eBay together, or I don't know. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all the questions, chatter, all that jazz. And until then, as we like to say on the show, go get them young guns and other stuff.